So, I heard you wanted to know more about chaotic oscillations. For the third year undergraduate group project at UCL, we were looking at the sonification and visualization of chaotic oscillations. We decided to investigate the triple pendulum as we thought it was an interesting form of chaos, and it's also relatively simple to make. We were inspired by people who had made glow-in-the-dark double pendula, and so we decided to take it one step further by adding an extra arm and making it a triple pendulum. The pendulum was part of a bigger project which involved making an electronic synthesizer that created chaotic sounding noise, also known as a burp box. It's called a burp box because it sounds like it's burping. What you're looking at now is a simulation of a Lorenz attractor. This represents the behaviour of a 2D system which is warmed from above and cooled from below. And this is a simulation of a double pendulum. Both of these simulations were made using Mathematica and SuperCollider. What you're looking at here is a schematic of the Arduino used to make this, which is a light and sound display of a Lorenz attractor. The sound you're hearing represents the position of the Lorenz attractor on a set of axes. Each LED is used to represent the magnitude of the position of the attractor in one of the 3 dimensions. We first started off by making prototypes using rulers, bearings and superglue. We soon ditched this prototype as the components kept falling off and the pendulum wasn't very sturdy. The glow-in-the-dark surface was made of a circle of plywood, and I didn't anticipate how people sell plywood these days. They had to cut a really long sheet in half, and I had to ask a friend to help me carry it back to UCL. The plan was to use glow-in-the-dark spray paint on paper which had been stuck onto the plywood circle using double-sided sticky tape. What we hadn't anticipated was that the surface would turn out super stripy, and so I spent some time sadly peeling off bits of paper. However, this was a learning experience. It was also hard gauging the amount of paint we'd need to cover the entire circle, so I also accidentally bought 6 litres of white emulsion. The fluted design of the arms allows the mass of the pendulum to be concentrated at the ends. This also makes the pendulum go faster. The glow-in-the-dark paint contains phosphors, which are materials that absorb and store energy upon exposure to electromagnetic radiation. This energy is slowly emitted in the form of photons. When light shines on phosphor molecules, the electrons of the molecules are promoted to an excited state. These excited electrons subsequently fall back to a lower energy with the emission of a photon that has the same energy as the difference between the energy levels. In the end, we made a triple pendulum that had the path of its outermost arm traced using a UV LED on a glow-in-the-dark surface. We'd displace the pendulum and it would travel in a random path that's highly dependent on its initial position. From this project, the investigation into the paths that triple pendula take over time was a valuable insight into chaotic oscillations, and it also gave an improved understanding and a good introduction to the various physical manifestations of chaos. We also managed to capture some long exposure shots of the pendulum. We did this by using a 15-second long exposure on each of these pictures. Overall, I'd say that the triple pendulum we made was successful at exhibiting chaotic oscillations. If you'd like to find out more, check out our website at chaoticoscillations.tumblr.com. See the link in the description below.